there are general managers and scouts that's out there that's giving this information because this is something that they do, and they've been watching him probably since high school and on the AAU circuit and all of those sort of things. I just simply looked at his play at Sierra Canyon and his play at USC and said to myself, it does not feel NBA ready to me. Now, that doesn't mean that he can't go and flourish in the NBA, because there's a lot of players that you see in college, you're like, eh. I mean, there's just a lot of them. But when I go back to one that sticks in my mind the most, is Westbrook.
It is. I agree.
That sticks in my mind because I knew him from Lusinger High School all the way through UCLA.
Yep.
But Westbrook's 6'5", right? And he can jump. What is he?
6'5".
About 6'2", 6'3".
You think
Maybe
maybe
6'3",
because he's so tall and skinny to me.
No,
he just looks.
he's so explosive.
And he's explosive.
He looks 6'5".
But he certainly looks 6'5", but
at UCLA, I couldn't see it at all.
But
he just got lost.
He's explosive to a whole nother level.
Oh, now.
His athleticism is crazy. So you can see him getting into the NBA and things different, right? And now you also pair him with KD, and you paired him with all they had at OKC, and then he was like, oh, okay. So his skills started to develop even more, and he worked on his game even more.
He did.
In Bronny's situation, the goalpost keeps moving, right? He's a lockdown defender potentially. He can shoot the three potentially. He can pass. He can do, and it just keeps moving all the way around to the point. Okay, which one is it then? Can he actually play and get in the NBA and make a difference, or is he just a guy that plays basketball and because of LeBron that now all of a sudden he's going to get pushed all the way up? Like, which one is it? I feel like he just needs to, much like one of these scouts said, kind of go and develop his game. And y'all told me to say, well, his game isn't offensively. Okay, well, then if his game isn't offensively, why are they saying he needs to develop his shot and do some things? If that's the case, then just come out and play defense if that's what you're going to do. So you got to try to find a balance for what type of player is he? I don't know. I just know when I saw him in high school and when I saw him in college, it didn't look NBA ready to me, because I know what NBA ready looks like by following the sport. And it just doesn't look like it to me.
Okay.
You know what? I think he should develop a little more, but he could do that in the NBA. If LeBron is your dad, and there's a roster spot for one of the all-time greatest players' son to play, doesn't matter if he's NBA ready or not. Doesn't matter. I want to play with my son.
Yes.
To go out. Lakers, if they want to draft him in a draft, probably the weakest draft known in my lifetime. This is the perfect opportunity to do this. You know, there's no impact players out there that's going to change the team's fortune right now. There's no player that's going to make a difference next year. This is a great opportunity for him to come out, whether it be drafted, free agent, play with the Lakers 1 year. He can go to Cleveland. They have a draft pick in the 20s. Maybe LeBron says, I don't want to be here. The Lakers, they don't make the playoffs. There's scenarios around this. Maybe Cleveland drafts him 20. And then there's Donovan Mitchell, who wants out of Cleveland if he doesn't resign. They're going to trade him. Let's say that Bronny goes to number 20 Cleveland. You can say, all right, we'll trade for Bronny. We'll give you Austin Reeves, D'Lo, Rui, for Donovan Mitchell and Bronny. Now you're pairing Donovan Mitchell with AD and Bron. They might be right back in the mix because currently, as constructed, they're a 10 seed. So they may need a shakeup. So there's some scenarios to where you can see Bronny, you know, being in the NBA. Is he ready this year? Coming out? Maybe, maybe not. But I look back at some of the other, for one that comes to mind, Jimmy Butler averaged 4 or 5 points as a freshman at Marquette. Look what he's turned into.
How long did he stay at Marquette?
He stayed some years, but
3?
Yeah, he stayed some
but that's the whole point.
But Russell Westbrook stayed 2 years at UCLA.
Yeah, but they stayed more than 1 year, is all I'm saying.
When you have the opportunity to play with your dad and somebody's willing to pick you up, you do it. Because who's to say LeBron signs a 3-year deal, he gets hurt. And when you get those injuries when you're 40,
Yeah.
those injuries don't heal as fast. Even
They're not going to be
days.
as quick to draft you because of the situation with your dad.
Exactly. So
Look,
he could develop in the league. They could put him in the G League, bring him up. There's still an opportunity.
I mean, if he's willing to do all of that, do I think he could at some point play in the NBA? Yes, he can. Yeah, he can play in the NBA. I see a lot of dudes that play in the NBA that probably shouldn't be playing in the NBA. He should be, LeBron is going to do what he feels is best for his son and his career, the rest of his career. No question about it. My only thing on all of it is, develop your skills where you got an opportunity, a chance, because the only rush is really, when is your father going to retire?
Yeah.
Is he going to retire 3 years from now? Is he going to retire next year? That's the only thing. Because you tell me, I know I know in pro football, they don't want to be developing no rookie working with him and
Well,
doing
they
all
don't have
that.
no development leagues like the NBA because he gets drafted. He can go G League, play some games instead of sitting on the sideline and just develop weight room, trainers, NBA top facilities, all
Well,
of that.
if you saying his development rather than college could be in the G League situation,
Right.
then that presents a different opportunity.
Exactly.
I'm not even thinking about the G League. I'm thinking about him wanting to play with his son. And those coaches that are in the NBA having to try to get him to develop something, they not going to want to. Like, you think they going to want to dilute him, going to want to sit around and do all of that?
But now, the other part of this, there's a political side to all of this.
Okay.
Now, you got Rich Paul over there, Clutch Sports. Hey, we need a favor from y'all. Because remember, we sent you this player. We did a deal with you with this player.
Oh, yeah.
You know, people understand the political side of sports in general. You know, I don't know if he's good enough to play. Politics comes into play with sports every year.
I ain't got no problem with it. I'll be the first to tell you, Skip.
Every year.
I ain't got no problem with it.
And so,
If Rich Paul and LeBron can get Bronny on an NBA team based on what he's done thus far in college, I'm right there with him. I'm going to be cheering number 6 right on because he should. He should do it if they can.
Based on the numbers, they don't scream lottery pick. They don't scream NBA. Obviously. I mean, he has athleticism. He can play some defense, but you can jumpstart the process. Because maybe he will be in 3 years, maybe in 2 years, maybe he will be. But if you can jumpstart the process at the NBA level, why not? And have an opportunity to play with your pops.
All right, I'm going to say again what I told both of you last time we talked about this. I would pity this kid if he went to a Pepperdine or Duquesne or wherever he might go, UC Santa Barbara, because the world would train the new spotlight on him, expecting 25, 30 points a game. I don't think he was born to do that. I don't think that's his skill set. So it would feel like a wasted year with him under intense scrutiny from people expecting something that he can't provide. So to me, he was born to play with and alongside his father because his game perfectly complements his father's game. And his father has earned the right to have his son on the roster. And his father's clock is ticking, and I'm with Keyshawn. I don't know, could he play 3 more? Sure he could. But will his fire go out in 2 years? The point is that, and I hear your Cleveland point, I just don't know that LeBron wants to go spend another year in Cleveland. I just don't know. After you do Hollywood and you do Beverly Hills and you do Brentwood, it's just hard, man. It's just hard.
Pretty good restaurants in those areas, huh?
You got it. And nothing against Cleveland, because I like Cleveland. And LeBron is from Akron, obviously. But the point is, it just feels like Bronny is destined to play for the Lakers next year with his father. Now, the downside to the story would be if Dad plays for 2 years, then what happens to Bronny after 2 years? I don't know. I don't know. Would another team want him? Would he have earned a place in the league?
Are you saying if he was to come and then LeBron would retire, or he would wait and then go to college and then come?
No. If he comes straight next year with LeBron and they play together
Well,
for 2 years.
it goes back to the political situation with Rich Paul and LeBron and Clutch. If I'm a general manager and I'm doing business with a power agent like a Rich Paul.
Yeah.
Let's do business. What we talking about? You gonna give me Darius Garland? You gonna bring in whatever? He's got a bunch of players.
He does.
You gonna give me Anthony Davis? You go like, what are we doing?
Trey Young.
Yeah, we gonna give you. What we doing? We gonna do business because that is how the NBA has always done business. So we know we are in the business of doing business. So let's figure out how we can get Bronny on our team, but we also want you to bring in such and such and such and such.
Okay.
He'll have a spot.
He'll make a spot.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Y'all gotta understand, there's players in the league right now that probably shouldn't be in the NBA. They have a roster spot.
I understand.
Just like there is in the NFL.
I understand.
In every sport.
I understand.
Because a favor was done for somebody. Now, I'm not saying this is what's going to happen, but this is the way the game works.
Remember LeBron's quote of like a month ago? He said, I see cats all around this league who aren't better than my son.
Right.
Because they're
And
not.
that may be true.
Exactly.
And that may be true. I mean, all you got to do is point to Giannis's brother at the end of the Milwaukee bench. I mean, that's the truth.
I agree.
That's Giannis.
Yeah.
You want me to sign your cousin? You want me to sign your brother? And his cousin's cousin?
So you could be here long
Yes,
term?
no problem.
Absolutely.
I got 4 roster spots on the end of the bench for your people.
Right.
Because that's the way it is.
His brother can really clap. You know, he can clap.
But
No, he
there's
can.
nothing wrong
He
with
claps
that.
great.
There's nothing. Hey,
I
there's
know.
nothing wrong with that. What's the guy for Rodman? You covered him. Jack Haley. Was it Jack Haley?
Yeah.
Jack Haley went everywhere Rodman went. He had a seat at the end of the bench. Couldn't play dead in a cowboy movie.
Nope. Could not. In a Clint Eastwood movie, he couldn't play dead.
Why are you laughing, man?
All right. Thanks for watching, Undisputed fans. Do you want more highlights from the show? Make sure to click that subscribe button for all the exclusive content from Undisputed.